Good afternoon and welcome to WJZ.com. We got a ton of weather to talk about, so let's get into it. Sunny right now on the Inner Harbor. You saw the haze on the horizon there. We're at 91 as I make this presentation for you. Feels like 97 degrees down at that Inner Harbor, and in your neighborhood, we're going up to 96 today, and that feels like will eventually be 101. Heat advisories in effect, primarily south and east. Heat index values in those areas up to 106. Stay hydrated. Check on unattended family, friends, and neighbors. This is severe weather. Now, let's move beyond the heat and talk about the potential for severe thunderstorms. We know for a fact we've got this wind shift moving our way. I know there it is, a cold front. But for conversation purposes, we're going to call this and another one wind shift. You'll see why in just a second. As this energy gets to us, it's going to intersect the 95 corner during the real heat and instability of the afternoon. And that's where we could see some problems develop. Already out to the west, we're seeing just a little bit of energy here as I make this presentation for you at 12:30. Marginal risk of severe weather around the immediate metro. Futurecast will show by about 4 o'clock the atmosphere is going to, start to have some cause and effect. And then as we move through the late afternoon and evening, we're going to see this kind of dog leg up in a northeasterly direction. So if you're logged on from Hagerstown, Tawnytown, Westminster, above the Mason-Dixon line, don't think you're out of the woods. It's a general look, not a guarantee. So we'll have to stay weather aware as we move through the afternoon. But because of that southerly potential, there's now flash flood watch in effect 3 p.m. through 11 p.m. for parts of, for PG, Montgomery, and Charles County. We'll watch how that squares away through the afternoon. Now, here's why I'm calling it a wind shift, not a cold front, because the heat wave is going to continue. There's not going to really be any great bump down in temperatures behind that first front. Series of fronts are going to move through the area. Best thunderstorm chances in the short term. Today and Thursday, we'll have to see how that squares away. Temperatures remain well above normal. So if we go from 96, 94, is that a cold front? Well, not necessarily. And then we're going back to 97 degrees once we get to the end of the week. We'll look at the 7-day forecast coming up shortly. That's not enough on our lunchtime plate to make this presentation for you. This is Invest 92L, an 80% chance of forming into tropical storm Isaias over the next 24 hours, and it's going to be headed toward the Leeward Islands. Matter of fact, about 25 after the hour, National Hurricane Center has said in anticipation of this becoming Isaias, they've thrown up tropical storm advisories for Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Then there are now tropical storm warnings for part of the leeward chain, which would include Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat, the BVI, etc. So this is really starting to get very active. I want you to look at the spaghetti modeling for what could become Isaias. It's not real favorable for the Florida Peninsula. Matter of fact, these models are almost all in agreement. Going to cut through the leewards, north, generally speaking, or over Puerto Rico. The same with the island of Hispaniola. Then get out into the Florida Straits and the Gulf Stream, that warm river of water that goes up the East Coast and then out toward Iceland. And that's where there could, be additional strengthening from what it would be approaching the Florida Peninsula, something we got to watch very, very closely. As a matter of fact, I'm making this presentation at 12:30. If you're logged on, 2:30, 3 o'clock, not impossible. 92L is already Isaias. Hot, steamy, 96. They would feel more like 101. There's that thunderstorm chance, but behind it, a little bit of good news. The temperature is going to drop down to 72, about 6 degrees cooler than the past overnight. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast. Cold front, I don't think so. 96 to 94, then up to 97. Okay, so we are going to drop it down to 89 degrees with that second front. That's still above normal. And then we go back to right around 90 degrees, and these could get warmer. There's already been an adjustment made in Friday's temperature, so I'm not too sure these are set in concrete with wiggle room not necessarily in our favor, something we'll watch. Watch for thunderstorms later and on Friday, and then again on Sunday. One more final thing before we leave, pet safety. I know we've got a pup up on the background there, and we're going to talk about, walking dog, but the same deal goes for cats. 91 degrees, the current temperature feels more like 97. If you're going to let your dog out, or if your cat is outside, put your palm down. You start burning your hand, the pads of their feet are certainly going to be in jeopardy. Never leave a pet in the car. Car temperatures can reach 120 in just 30 minutes. I know I'm going to leave the car, leave the dog in the car, got to run to Target real quick. Just don't do it. We have too many stories we report on like that, and I'm not even going to bring up leaving kids in the car. All right, y'all, take care. Stay safe this afternoon, and thank you so much for stopping by WJZ.com.